If you're new to Tangles and Beyond, majority of my shampoos come in a whipped format. The shampoos and the Body Frenzy on the body side are whipped products. And what I want to show you guys, what happens during the summer months, being so hot outside, and in transit on the way to you guys, they will melt. If you know anything about my products, I don't add anything to them to make them what they call stabilizing in the industry, where they're stable enough to make it to you without melting. Can you turn that off? I turned it down, but it still seems like super loud. Anyway, so it is a very good chance, even with ice packs and having signature confirmation on them, that your product will still show up melted somewhat. And when it melts, when your whipped products melt, once they cool to a hardened state. And when I say hardened, I mean that it is not in the same state as it was when I first whipped it. So it's still very usable, but like when you dig in it, it's more of this consistency. And it should be more of this consistency. Smoother, a little creamier. It is not the same whipped consistency as whipped cream, which I think a lot of people assume that it will be. It should be soft and easy to be dug out with the finger. Now this is a very easy fix, and this will work for any of the shampoos, any of them with clay, the Rewhip, the strawberry antidote shampoo, the chocolate antidote shampoo, the regular whip shampoo, any of your Body Frenzies. The only one that it would not work great with is the candied sugar ones, if you still have candied sugar, because the sugar will actually melt in the soap instead of stay hardened, and then it will make the soap sticky, so you'll really be like bathing in kind of a syrupy consistency. So you don't want to do that. So I have melted down a jar of Body Frenzy. So it's in a liquid format, and right now it is right at, baby, can you come here and be my assistant, please? Using a thermometer, and I got this thermometer at Walmart for $5.92. Right now it's right at 125 degrees. You want to whip it. If you melt the complete jar down, then you want to scoop it all out of the jar it came in into a microwave safe bowl, melt it completely down to liquid, such as this, and you want to watch the temp on it. I would say it should take no more than 1 full minute. Maybe a minute, 15 seconds, depending on how hot your microwave gets. It should be to a liquid format. Do not do it more than a minute to a minute, 15 seconds. Otherwise, you're going to burn it. You don't want that. So, use your thermometer to make sure the temperature gets down to at least 125. You do not want it below 119 or 120. Looks like we'll still talk the moisture training after this. So I was thinking that it would take longer to cool, but it's really cool in my house, so it's not gonna take this long to get to the temperature we need it to be at to whip. So right now it's at 123 degrees. So we're gonna go ahead and whip. I have a very, very cheap mixer, hand mixer. You will not be able to do this without a hand mixer, because unless you have one of those super bionic arms. However, most humans don't. So you need a very cheap mixer. Don't go buy a KitchenAid mixer to do this. This mixer was $7, $6.88, Walmart. Alright, but I want you to hold the phone over the bowl. Like double tap it to turn it around. perfectly good soap. And I have warped my jar because I melted it in the jar. So do not melt it in the jar it comes in because it will warp like this. So don't do that. And then you just take your whipped and put it back in the jar. And you can do this over and over again. Say you leave your jar top off and the air hardens it. Then all you have to do is scoop it back into a microwave safe bowl. You melt it down to a liquid. Allow it to cool to 125, between 120 and 125 degrees. And then now this wasn't a full jar. This is one of my jars out of my bathroom. But it's nice and soft. And it'll get a little more stiffer after it completely cools because it's still kind of warm. But it shouldn't be back hard. You shouldn't have to add anything to it to get it back to a whipped state. And that's that. It's just that simple. No, I got one more to do. I'm gonna let you go. Okay. Well, yeah, you can. You can. Alright, so that was pretty simple, right? Now, due to this crazy heat also, you guys, antidotes or creamed products, as I would say, or conditioning products, your antidotes, your strawberry protein, basically those two are showing up somewhat separated. And it probably looks something like where you can actually see the oils in it. And if this is done, like if it's completely melted, you can't get it back perfect. Not like it was. Let me wipe this out. Put that little soap in there. But you still should be able to fix it to be used. And I would say this would still work better with a mixer and not just mixing it by hand. Yeah. Watch the drill. So my trusty assistant is going to hold this up for me. So just basically take your antidote, or strawberry therapy, whichever product that you have that is slightly melted, and pour it into a bowl. It does not necessarily have to be a microwave safe bowl. I do not recommend melting this down to complete liquid. Whatever state that it's currently in, that's where you want it to be. Put the phone over it so they can see how it's looking separated. So that's how it looks. It looks when it starts to separate.
There you go.
I always tap the screen to focus. Give this one more round. You want to keep mixing it until it starts to cool. Right now it's still really, really warm. So if I stop mixing, it's just going to start to separate again. Now the antidote will probably take longer Alright, you guys remember on scope when I told you that this separate? What you have to do is mix it, allow it to cool completely, and then your antidote will be back creamy. Put it back in the jar and let it sit overnight and get solidified all the way back up. But that should fix the separation.